Welcome back to the channel, everybody, man. We back with another live video here, man. Today we bringing y'all some good content. We talking about the Dodgers versus Yankee, as y'all see from the thumbnail. I'm gonna bring in my cousin, Chris. Y'all know he be on the channel as well. So we're gonna be covering some pros and cons about this World Series, about the last ALCS, NLCS, and we're gonna cover some things. But don't forget, Drew Story. Remember, if y'all need stuff, make sure y'all write me down in the comment section or look through the description. His Facebook should be there. Also, Coach King Felix, he has baseball attire, any attire that you need for workouts, during games or whatever you need, bats, anything you may need. So let me bring in this one and only Chris, aka Arsonist. Also, he got music. So if y'all want to go tune in, I also put down his YouTube down there. And if y'all need beats, he's a producer as well. He can do all types of things, whatever y'all need. He got you on the hookup. So let me bring him in and let's get this live session going for y'all, man. What it do? What it do?
What up with it?
Hey, man, say what's up to the people that's watching us, bro.
What's up, y'all? I know I look different. I cut my hair off. It's been
But
a
no, man,
minute.
what? So let's just start it
We
off.
got a we got a special guest.
Oh yeah. That's my goddaughter, man. So let's just start it off with the first question. Of the most important question is, who do you think will win the World Series this year? Honest question, and I want you to give me an honest answer.
My honest answer is my team, the Yankees.
Yeah, as y'all see, y'all know that. See that.
Because in
Uh,
in all reality, it's fuck the Dodgers.
so why do you think the Yankees will win?
Me personally, I feel that we have a better pitching staff. So
Okay,
our bullpen is definitely better than theirs for sure. Um,
okay,
Starting pitchers is, I'd say, up to par.
okay.
Um, but Yeah, it's just at the end of the day, it comes down to pitching. So
Yeah, but they also have Yamamoto.
he's
They
a starter,
have
so he ain't gonna come out the bullpen. So if we, he didn't start the year off good. So and this is his first ever World Series and playoff run. So maybe it gets to him and he doesn't do what people think he's gonna do.
but for him to be first year and for him to go to the World Series is crazy.
Honestly, he hasn't. I haven't really seen him much in the year. I saw him at the beginning of the year, and then after that, I didn't hear anything about him because it's
Hmm.
like he didn't really do he didn't his year hasn't really been that good like people thought it was gonna be.
Yeah. So you got to remember also, Dodgers got 6 All-Star players.
Hmm.
You got Shohei Ohtani, Tesco Hernandez, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Will Smith, and Taylor Glasnow.
Yeah.
So you also have to think about, I mean, both teams are hot, but we have our main hitter. Aaron Judge has not really been producing as much, but he has been coming in clutch.
Not at all.
But
Um,
he's been coming in clutch. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. And then the same can go for the Dodgers as well. Shohei Ohtani, this playoff run has not been what he was during the regular season.
Right.
Other people has had to step up, and that's who they relied on. They hate to say it, but their $700 man has not been playing like $700 million.
Right. But then
Um,
again, our man hasn't been playing either. You know?
yeah, true. Uh, the one who has the one who has stepped up for us, and I sent you the stat about it. Um, has been our other heavy hitter in Giancarlo Stanton, which we also
Yeah.
pay a lot.
Which is
Um,
crazy though, for him to actually start hitting like how he used to when he was with the Marlins is something that we
yeah,
needed for him to come through for a long time.
because I sent like I said, I sent you the stat. MLB posted that Giancarlo Stanton in 25 career games at Dodger Stadium, his batting average out of 94 at bats, he's 29 for 94. So that's a 309 batting average, which is incredible. Um, he has 9 doubles, 10 home runs, and 26 RBIs, and he has a .723 slugging average. And that's just at Dodger Stadium. and
I
that's against
well,
the Dodgers, and that goes back to Miami as well. And that was one of those stats was against the Dodgers, arguably their best pitcher, which he's hurt this year, so he hasn't played, which is Kershaw.
yeah, but Kershaw in the playoff he shits the bed. So I mean, that's something that we could have executed if he was playing. But I mean, you got Yamamoto that pitched phenomenal. You also have Walker Bueller that pitched phenomenal against the Mets as well. But I mean, the Mets aren't the Yankees of offensively,
Exactly.
but also nobody in this postseason has also put up 4+ runs in one inning as many times as the Mets have, and been coming back while losing since the month of June. They arguably have been the best team in the National League just based off how bad they started and how they were to be able to, you know, get their shit together and become a contender and make it all the way to
Yeah.
the NLC Championship.
Yeah, but the crazy part about this whole thing is that, like, from the beginning of the season, before the season even started, when the Yankees signed Juan Soto off rip and the Dodgers signed Shohei Ohtani off rip, people predicted the World Series was going to be the Dodgers and the Yankees. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. There was a point in time during the season that the Yankees were shitting the bed, and I felt that they weren't gonna do a goddamn thing.
Right. That was
But
like
then they,
mid-season.
but then they,
I think that was right after All-Star break. No, or was that before? I think that may have been before a little bit,
it was
and then
before.
it kind of carried over right after the right after the
Yeah.
All-Star break.
Hmm. But they definitely picked it up and won. They kept winning when it counted for us to win the division, um, guaranteed number one seed, and we um, we secured a spot in the World Series. And
Hmm.
in my opinion, we're back home where we belong. It's
15
been
years.
15 years.
Yep.
2009 was the last time the Yankees have been to the World Series. Um, the Dodgers, the last time they were in the World Series was 2020, which no one really counts that because it was a COVID time.
Hmm.
So the last time, um, when I was watching the game after the game last night, Alex Rodriguez was talking with David Ortiz and with Big Poppy and Derek Jeter. He said that it's been since what? Since the since the Dodgers have won in like the World Series in front of their home fans, it's been 36 years. Since the Yankees won in front of their home crowd, it's been 25. So he
Yeah.
was basically saying that both of these crowds are about to be electric. I would say at fan base wise, I would say they're both up there, but I do say the Yankee fans are a little bit more exciting.
So do you think people would it do, as a baseball fan, not even going based off the Yankees, but do you think that maybe Subway Series would have drawn in more people to watch the World Series, or do you think this is a long waited World Series based off Otani's first World Series, and then you have Judge's first World Series, and then you have people that's
Juan
been there
Soto,
multiple.
second World Series.
Yeah.
This is also
um
Stanton's first World Series. This is Garrett Cole's fucking what, fifth?
Something like that. I know Garrett Cole's been in. I mean, when he played with the Stros, he was there a couple times, I think.
Yeah, and he's won what, like twice or three times?
um so yeah.
So we do have some experience on our team with the World Series, and so does the Dodgers, because you got Mookie Betts from when he was on Boston.
Right.
When he was on the Dodgers, he won.
Hmm.
Freddie Freeman also has World Series experience. You have who else is on the Dodgers that has World Series
Everybody
experience?
that was there for 2020. I mean, everybody has been there for the last 9 years. I mean, David Roberts has been in the postseason for straight 9 straight years.
Yeah.
and for him to be able to keep that consistency up and keep bringing the team back, to the playoffs is incredible. But to be able to watch the two of the greatest players in the league right now, I mean, in the World Series is great. Of two of the like best teams actually right now in the MLB to be playing the World Series is great because sometimes there's always a good team and sometimes it's a shitty team, or
And
or
this is
they're
the
both
first. This is
shitty.
the first time the number one. This is like the first time in a long time that the two teams that face each other in the World Series has been the number one seed.
Yeah,
It's been some years
exactly.
since that happened. But then
Uh,
again, seeds really don't matter because um
I mean,
just
look at the
take
Mets, bro. You know
just
they made
take
it that far.
what you call it. For example, Texas was the number one seed last year
Hmm.
and Arizona wasn't. Arizona made the World Series. Yes, they did get dominated by Texas, but they still made it. And they came in as a wild card.
Also, you can't forget they also have Tommy Edman that won NLCS. He won MVP, 11 hits. I think he batted like a 407.
Yeah, he was batting over 400 for
Incredible, you
the
know what I'm
time.
saying? Even yesterday when they beat the Mets, he literally scored the first 4 runs of the game. He got a 2-run double. Second AB, he got a 97 fastball up in his zone, which was a ball, and he took it deep for a 2-run home run. I mean, it's something that same example for us. I mean, John Carlos, when did we ever expect him to hit 5 bombs in one series? You
When did we
know,
ever expect him to hit, period?
I mean, I wouldn't say all that because before his injury, he was a phenomenal player with the
I
Marlins.
mean, yeah, but every time, like since he's been with the Yankees, every time we've made the playoffs, he hasn't done nothing. And he's been our sole player both series, the ALDS and the CS.
Right. So
So,
you
you
also
know,
have to. I mean, John Carlos is putting up numbers. He's got
insane
a
numbers.
he's got right now every 8 ABs he's putting up a bomb. He's got 16 bombs in the postseason. Um I think it's fourth overall or something like that, fourth or
Yeah,
fifth overall in the postseason.
I think he's behind. I think he either won behind Judge or he passed Judge and he's one above Judge.
So it's something that you got to really sit here and think about. You know, um,
But then again, nobody was expecting him to do that. Um, so it's like, Stanton has been one of those players that's like a hit or miss kind of.
yeah.
Like he's either on or he's off. But I would say he got hot at the right time.
I agree. And
He
y'all
got
also got
hot
to
at the right
remember
time.
Friday was the first game. So what do you predict the series the way it's gonna go? Like, do you think the Dodgers
It's
are
gonna go
gonna?
to game 7. It's gonna be 7 games. Um, at least I hope. I hope it's a good series. I hope it's not like a one-sided series or anything like
Right,
that. Like
right.
actually, but I would say that I predict that they're either going to split at Dodger Stadium the first 2 games,
Okay.
and then you can't necessarily split the games at Yankee Stadium because it's 3 of them. So someone's going to either win 2 games or they can either win all three, they can win two, or they can just win one.
Hey man, everybody that's watching, man, hit that like button, man. Hit that share button, man. Let this get to the whole world, man. I appreciate all those 6 people watching us, man. It's great to have y'all tuned in, man. And I feel blessed to even have 6 people watching us. But um I for now, I honestly think the most important thing, since we have 3 games at home, we have to win 2 out of the 3 games.
Yes.
And I think
It
our
would be
biggest
great to
thing.
win all three, but.
And I think our biggest thing right now that we have to focus on is not losing 2 games in LA.
Right.
There shouldn't be.
We should at least split one.
Yeah, we have to go out Friday night. We have to win the first game no matter what. I mean,
Like
obviously that's their plan. I mean, I'm not saying they're gonna go out there and try and lose on purpose, but I think that's the main focus that we have to think about is as a Yankee fan. And we're not trying to be biased, but I mean, I want us to go out there and win Friday night, which should happen. You know, we
yeah,
got Garrett
and
Cole on the mound. We have a hot lineup. So do the Dodgers. I'm pretty sure Dodgers are gonna throw Yamamoto. You know, but I think we have to go out there
I
and
mean, they
just
technically can throw anybody. It's 5 days rest, so
yeah. But I'm
obviously
pretty sure
we
they're gonna
know
throw their ace.
from Yankee fans, we know we're throwing Cole because he's our ace. Yamamoto, technically, I mean, he really isn't their ace,
Yeah,
so they can really throw in. They don't really have an ace. Their ace is injured.
right.
Kershaw is hurt, so they don't
Yeah,
have
but
an
I
ace.
wouldn't necessarily say that he's their ace because that man's old. That man ain't the same that he used to
And
be,
he old, but he's still, you know.
and he chokes in the playoffs. He's
Yeah, that's why
not,
they got swept last year by the Diamondbacks, which was insane.
which is yeah. I was just gonna say just to get swept like that in playoffs and having the team that you have. I mean, what changes have they made from last year to this year? I mean, barely. If
They
you
made
know,
two changes. No, they made three. They signed Shohei, they signed Yamamoto, and then they signed Teoscar Hernandez from the Blue Jays, which is he's been a good player for them as well.
yeah. But then again,
Um,
that you have people coming up, like I said, like Tommy Edman. His OPS was a 1.023. He hit a 407 average that whole series. He had 11 hits and 11 RBIs. What something that you don't really expect from I mean, I wouldn't say from a guy like that, but you know, he's a consistent hitter. But and they had him hitting in the fourth hole yesterday, and he came up clutch right away, like I was saying before. Two
yeah,
run double, 2 run bomb right away. His first 2 ABs. I mean, put the Dodgers up on the board right away, especially after the Mets had scored the first run off a little dribbler or little blooper over the pitcher and scored a run. But um, what do you think the Yankees are going to do with Juan Soto, man?
they need to resign him. I hope
I
they
mean,
resign him.
what do you think? I mean, you're talking about between $500 to $700 million contract. And we just gave a big contract to Aaron Judge last year. We're still giving, I think, John Carlos around 20 plus million. But I think we're giving Rizzo 14, 15 million.
But they could also do it the way the Dodgers are doing it with Shohei. Yeah, he signed a contract for 700 million for 10 years, but he's only getting paid 2 million a year.
Yeah, but he's going to be making more money not even playing a game than
Exactly.
what he now.
But
I mean,
we
I
could do
guess it's
that. We
smart.
could do something like that as well with Juan Soto.
I guess it's smart, but not smart based off marketing wise. You know, you're gonna be able to pay him more. I mean, I wouldn't say easier, but while he's playing, he got he's gonna be able to endorsements of himself. He's gonna be getting paid more, but
Right.
um, I don't know, man. I mean, if he took it, he took it. I mean, I don't think it's a bad idea because I mean, after the 10 years, I don't know if he's gonna be the
I
same,
mean, I
or
feel
he
that
may
it's smart.
become.
I feel that it's smart on the Dodgers part for the simple fact that yeah, you signed them for 700 million, but you paying 2 million a year. That's literally you can that opened up so much space for you to sign other players that's going to help you get to your ultimate goal of winning a World Series. You
Yeah,
have money to spend on other people because you're only paying him $2 million,
yeah, but
and he has endorsements because I know you've been seeing him on New Balance's commercial because that's his sponsor,
right.
and he now is on the Beats commercial, so he has endorsements like crazy.
Like
And
I
he
said,
and if he wins NL MVP, which he is, there was no one better in the National League than Shohei Ohtani. The man was the first person that ever hit 50 home runs and steal 50 bases in a season. Um,
yeah.
so winning MVP is also going to pay him more as well.
I mean, but I don't think the bonus of that like milestone is a big. I don't think it's in the millions though. I mean, I'm not saying million. That doesn't everything doesn't have to be in the millions, but um, I was gonna ask you something about Gleyber Torres. What do you think? What do you think we should do with him? I was having a conversation today actually about my brother about it, and he said
Honestly,
that.
with his performance in the playoffs, he's changing my mind of us getting rid of him.
Mhm,
But at the same time, he hasn't done it consistent enough for me to be like re-sign him.
right.
We have a pretty decent infield that if we did get rid of him, we'll still be okay. And we wouldn't even need to sign a stud to replace him either.
I mean, we also have DJ LeMahieu, but he's been injured for the whole year. So I mean, what that doesn't really make anything better.
Right.
I think we should honestly get rid of both of them. If I'm being completely, I don't know. I'm kind of stuck on the same thing about you saying. He's been changing your mind on his performance
Because in the
due to the
playoffs, I'm not gonna
postseason.
lie,
But then we also need you
he's
to
been
perform
hitting.
that way during the regular season.
Right. Because there's been a couple times that he's made dumbass errors on defense that cost us games. And he's also made dumbass base running decisions that cost us games. Like,
Right.
bro, you're not that fast. Like, even though we won the game on when was that? Last week, he could have easily stayed at third in the first inning when Juan Soto hit the double instead of trying to go home, knowing he was gonna get gunned.
Right.
And that's another thing that I feel that we need to change is the coach that we have at third base because he's been waving people like crazy. Like,
Do
bro,
you think I'm this is gonna I mean now I mean shit, you got the team to the World Series, but do you think we should get rid of Aaron Boone as a manager?
he's iffy, man. Like he's iffy. Sometimes he doesn't know how to put a lineup together, but then this year, obviously with the addition of Soto, Verdugo, Jazz Chisholm, and people that we obviously weren't ready to see in a Yankee uniform has helped. But
Right.
um, so you can't with those three players alone, you can't really go wrong with whatever lineup you put. Um, but uh,
But then
he
it
has
goes
had
hard.
great teams and has done nothing with it
I was just gonna
because
say it doesn't matter who you have in your lineup or who you have on your bench. It all
he's
depends
had
on how you
Judge
be
for
able
the
to manage them.
longest. He's had Judge with a prime Brett Gardner, with a prime Didi Gregorius, and we've gotten to the playoffs. And each time, granted, in 2017 we did run into the Astros who were cheaters, but that still doesn't defeat the purpose that year after that and the year after that and the year after that we kept making the playoffs and we kept losing to the Astros the whole time, whether it was in the wild card round, whether it was in the DES, whether it was in the CS. Like they made terrible decisions because that one year Boone did we were up in the game and Boone decided to bring in Chapman to face Altuve.
Right.
Why would you do that? Altuve
I
in
mean,
the playoffs is a goat.
yeah, but I mean, you also have a guy that throws 103 like fucking just in his sleep.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
I know
I
he
get that
gasses
speed
it,
out.
but at the same time, that's what makes it tougher for you because when you gas it like that, and all somebody has to do is put the bat out there, and the ball gonna fly.
Right.
The harder you throw, the farther the ball goes.
Right.
So
But then again, I mean, you have an uncomfortable way. I mean, to hit Chapman the way Altuve does is not easy.
insane.
I mean, he has an impeccable slider. I don't know. I'm not sure why he doesn't use it as often, but
But it's
I
hard
mean,
to use. It's hard for him to use his slider against a righty for the simple fact that he's a lefty. It's gonna go into the righty all day, and the righty's
but
gonna
that's what we
live
want.
on that.
We want it to be on the back foot. We wanted to be able to cut down. and hit his back foot. That's a impeccable slider that he has, and when he does throw it very well, I mean, maybe
Yeah,
I just don't think he's developed the control of the pitch, but I definitely do think he should use it more often.
definitely, for sure.
Uh,
Um,
um, but nah, man. I mean, it was great to see the Mets make it this far, honestly, and
it
to
did make me
see.
believe that we were gonna have a Subway Series for a while,
Yeah, it would have been nice to see. I honestly think it would have been great to see that.
even though I know for a fact, not shitting on the Mets or anything like that, but me personally, I feel that if um we would have went to the World Series against the Mets had no chance at beating us.
I mean, hey, bro. I mean,
And it's not to shit on them as a team because they were a great team, but it's just their pitching staff is nowhere near as good as ours.
yeah, but dude,
In the postseason,
their
in the
offense when
postseason,
they're
our
but
bullpen has not been touched.
besides Clay Holmes.
Not even him. Like not as much as he's been touched during the regular season.
Yeah,
Because in
and
the
he was
regular
on.
season, I felt like they should have left. They should have traded his ass during the trade deadline,
You
but
know
they
something.
didn't.
You know something that we talked about that they left Stroman off the DS roster. They brung him in for the CS roster, and they didn't even pitch him.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I think that is somebody that can come in and give you 5, 6 innings.
Do you think
And
they'll pitch him in the World Series?
I mean, if they didn't pitch him for the CS, why would they pitch him for the World Series? If they didn't have the confidence for him to come into to any game in any situation, that's a fresh arm
Maybe
because he
the only
hasn't
thing
thrown
I
in a
can
while.
think
But
of is maybe they wanted to because they sent back Luis Hill. They sent him back down to AAA. So I feel that maybe they brought him back up to. She's saying hi.
hey, what's up, Victoria? Say hi to
um,
say hi to the 7 people that's watching. Hey, I appreciate y'all, man. Like, thank y'all for being in tune into the channel, man. For real, hit that like button, man. Hit that share button. Write me down in the comment section if you're a baseball fan or not, whatever. We can bring up anything um throughout the whole season or whatever you guys think for the next year or whatever's gonna happen. But I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. For hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and definitely share this, man, and get it to all your friends and family. Yeah. Even your dog, man, put it on the TV and let your dog watch it for real.
yeah, man, but I feel that they might pitch him. Maybe, because maybe they brought in Luis Hill to see if he can get back to that dominant way he was during the season.
Yeah,
Um, because they did give him a long break, being that they sent him back down to develop back to where he was. So maybe they
right.
were giving Strowman a break. And I mean, it is the World Series, so all hands need to be on deck.
I definitely do think they should put him on the roster though. Just like I said, due to any situation, you need you need your starter to get ready. I mean, not your starter. I'm sorry, your closing pitcher to get ready. You need a couple 2, 3 innings, or an inning or two, and you need somebody to come in and just throw strikes. He throws a lot of strikes. He doesn't throw hard, but he has a phenomenal
He's
sinker. His
consistent.
changeup is pretty good. I think he was a dominant pitcher until the All-Star break. He pitched
Yeah,
well.
he's been our most consistent pitcher.
I think after the All-Star break, he had a big fall. His confidence went down, and I think Aaron Boone's confidence went down for him, and they didn't have enough trust in him to go out there and pitch for us so far for the postseason. But I definitely do think that we should have him on the roster, and I think we should use him for moments like that when I don't know, maybe just use him for a relief pitcher. I'm not sure. I'm not
Yeah.
sure if
Um,
I don't
another
think he
person they
should be a
haven't pitched.
starter,
Another person they
but
haven't pitched is Nasty Nestor, though.
that's the same situation with Stroman. I mean, Stroman, he started off okay. Nestor didn't have a great year like he had last year, 2023.
And
He had a
this
little
year he
downfall this year. I'm
was.
not sure what it is. I'm not sure if he pitched through an injury. Um, I know Luis Arias from San Diego played the whole season through an injury, and right after he finished, he got surgery. So a lot of players like to be tough and fight through
Mhm.
injuries and just try to pitch, and sometimes it makes it worse. And honestly, I think Nasty Nestor can come in as well as a reliever. I don't think they should be
Yeah,
starting
but
just based
remember
off
when
their confidence.
remember when they switched him from a starter to a reliever. He had an issue about it, and
I
he
mean, but
he
you got to
said,
do
"I'm
what
a."
you got to do. If
He came out saying he had a conversation with Boone, saying that he's not a reliever, he's a starter, and everything. And it's just like when you
listen,
when
if
you
you don't
talk
want to,
like
if you
that,
don't want
it's
to, if
like, bro,
you got to get the fuck out, pretty much.
pretty
I'm
much.
sorry for my lingo, but especially in the pros, even in college, even in high school, the people that are above you in your dugout, as such as manager, pitching coach, assistant coach, hitting coach,
Whatever they ask you to
whatever
do,
they
do it.
are, just do it, man. You're a pro athlete. You still pitching.
And then
I
it's
mean,
the
it's
same
not. It's a
the
different
same
type
way
of
with
warm
Gleyber
up.
Torres though. When we traded for Jazz Chisholm, and people were saying Jazz Chisholm should go back to playing second base like he was when he was in Miami before he moved to the outfield. And
Right.
Gleyber Torres was going to move to third, and he had an issue with it. He said, "I'm not a third baseman. I'm a second baseman, so I'm going to play second." Like, no, you're going to play whatever I tell you to play.
And he's been phenomenal at third, and I think he's loving it. I don't. I think it's just the vibe that's in the dugout, and I know Aaron Judge was talking about it after getting swept 2022 by the Astros, and then didn't make the playoffs last year, and then he as a captain that he is, he told the group of guys was, we got to get our shit together. We got to pick it up. We got to work out together. Let's bond together. Let's create chemistry, and bringing in Juan Soto for this year has been phenomenal. He put the team on his back for the first couple months when Aaron Judge had to figure out what it was, and Judge hit 58 bombs.
And this
And
is the
Soto
first this
Soto
is the
had
first
his
year that the Yankees have had a trio of people hit 30 bombs or more.
yeah. I
Stanton hit
mean,
it, Soto hit 41, and Judge hit 58.
I think Soto. I think it was Giancarlo's hit over 30. I think he had like 24.
I thought he had exactly 30.
Yeah, 27 bombs. He
He was
batted a
three
two
off,
a
but
233, 72 RBIs, 97 hits. I mean, I don't even care about what
but
he
he
did. I'm
was
scared about
hurt
what he's
for
doing now.
majority.
So
He was hurt for majority of the season though.
listen, if you know baseball, and if you know any type of sports, injuries play a big factor in how you perform.
Definitely.
If you go back to Christian Yelich, John Carlos era in the Marlins, I mean, he was putting up ridiculous like numbers.
Until he got hit in the
He
face.
got he got hit in the face. He had a couple injuries after that. I mean, got to the Yankees. Had continuous every year. He's got an injury. Those take a big toll on you, especially when you're a pro athlete. Especially when you 6'8". You fucking got like 3% of fat in you. You just big as shit. You know what I'm
Because he
saying?
was
And
a tremendous outfielder. Like
and
he could
also
definitely play defense for sure.
you
It's
got to remember
just
he's 34.
yeah.
I mean, sometimes 30s is good for you. Sometimes 30 is not. You know what 30s isn't good? Javier Baez, for a great example.
I don't know what happened to him. I really don't.
He was never a phenomenal hitter, but he was an okay hitter. But now I don't know. He's just shitting the bed.
But this year he did tear his ACL and got hurt, so he didn't really play.
Yeah, I mean that's a big injury as well. I mean Ronald
And Ronald
Acuna
Acuna did it
did it
again.
again to the same knee, right? I think it's the same knee.
I think it was the same knee or the other knee.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the same. I think it was the same knee, and that's a big
And he just
and
won
and to
MVP last year.
and to come back after an ACL, a torn ACL, and put up 70-40 is insane. 70 stolen bases and 40 home runs. I mean, is he going to do it again? Probably not. I don't think there will probably be another. I mean, it's possible. I mean, he is if it happened once, it could do it. It can happen again.
Right.
And same thing goes to Mike Trout. I mean, Mike Trout was the greatest player in the league for the last 10 years until Otani came into the league, and injuries got a big toll on him. I honestly think that Mike Trout should step down and stop worrying about being in the outfield and just grab a bat and become a DH hitter.
Just like Stanton.
He will give you 35. He will hit over 30 bombs a year easily. And I'm pretty sure he could probably hit the 35, 40 bombs a year. Just focusing on hitting. I mean, shit, yeah, he can defend pretty well, but
I
once you get
mean,
those injuries
they
that where you
asked
can't perform the same, you gotta pick up the cleats, Figure out what else you're gonna do.
What you call it? David Ortiz asked Shohei Otani last night after they won the game. He asked him, "What can you explain to the people at home, talking for me and you, how tough it is being a DH? Because people think that DHing is easy because all you
Hmm.
do is hit. But David Ortiz is arguably one of the best DHs in the history of
Him and
baseball.
Edgar Martinez, those are probably the
But
best
don't
DHs
get
to
it
be in the game.
twisted, because David Ortiz could also back in when he was younger, he could definitely play first. No,
Yes,
like no question. Uh, but obviously he realized that he was better as a DH, and he gave the Red Sox the DH that they needed.
right.
Um, so
And he did a phenomenal
He
job, and
asked
he's
Shohei that, and look at what Shohei did first year as nothing but a DH.
54
50
bombs.
home runs and 50 stolen bases. The first player to ever do that.
It's crazy, fucking crazy, especially to put
And
up numbers like that.
he's not even a pitcher yet. He's
I
gonna pitch
imagine,
next year.
imagine for him to put up. Let's just say like this would happen. Imagine he would have been 50-50, and he would have been the Dodgers ace, and he probably man. Let's just say he would have won Cy Young that year as well, this year as well,
It's
because he's
crazy. He would
winning
have had
MVP.
MVP and Cy Young.
I mean, that's. Otani is somebody that we have a baseball player we probably will never see again, and we have never seen it. Babe Ruth was there, but Babe Ruth was nothing compared to what we're seeing nowadays with
I mean,
Shohei Otani.
Shohei is the modern day Babe Ruth, because
Yeah,
Babe Ruth pitched, Babe Ruth played the outfield, Babe Ruth played first base, Babe Ruth hit
yeah, but I'm
bombs.
saying putting up numbers the way he did while going out there and pitch the same game is it's phenomenal. To go out there and throw 102 miles an hour and then strike all three batters to come up as a leadoff and just hit a bomb and just be like, oh yeah, I just do this shit. I could do this shit all day if I want. That's something that as a baseball fan that you've been
Yeah,
watching
but
Derek
the
Jeter,
Angels
you've been
definitely
watching.
were. The Angels were overusing him as pitching wise because it's the reason why he had Tommy John surgery.
I mean, but that also goes to. That also goes into play when he played outfield. Hitting all day, playing outfield, having to do 3 routines daily. Like I said, man, that shit takes a toll when you do that shit on the daily, man.
Yeah,
I
I feel
mean,
like he shouldn't play a position. He should just be a pitcher and a DH.
I honestly if I'm being honest, I honestly just think he should just pitch as much as he can. Get 3, 4, 5 years, call it quits, put up the glove, and just become a DH. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being a DH. I mean, David
Not at
Ortiz did
all.
it, and now he's in the Hall of Fame.
But he could still pitch and play DH at the same time.
Nah, he doesn't need to do all that.
He
Not
doesn't need to, but at the
the-
same time,
in the
it,
next 5 years, he doesn't need to. He doesn't need to be putting all that stress on his arm. Like
I
I
mean,
said, put the glove
hitting
up.
doesn't
Or
really.
unless they move him out to the outfield. Here, just play outfield now. Relax on you. Give your arm a break. You don't need to be sitting here throwing 80, 90 pitches a game and hitting all day, and then go next day you're DH and playing the outfield. And it's a lot. It takes a toll. I think give it 3, 4, 5 years, pitch and hit as much as you can, and then just put the glove up, pick up the bat. Just become a
Yeah.
DH, become a Hall of Famer. That's it. David Ortiz did it. They doubted him, and now he's in the Hall of Fame. And what they gotta say, they don't got shit to say because they doubted him. They didn't even know he was gonna be able to do it. They didn't know if it was possible for a DH to go into the Hall of Fame.
And like I said, he's arguably one of the greatest DHs of all time.
And he's Mr. Clutch, man. I mean, in the playoffs, ain't wasn't nobody fucking with David Ortiz.
It's Big Poppy for a reason.
So I don't know. To close it off here, I'm just gonna say,
How do you feel about when they were asked about it, and when David Ortiz, Alex Rodriguez, and Derek Jeter was asked at like the beginning, not even the beginning of the season, towards the trade deadline, when they were
mhm,
asked mid-season, who do they think was going to make the World Series and win the World Series? How do
right.
you feel that the only person to predict this World Series and choose his winner wasn't even the captain, but it was Alex Rodriguez that picked the Yankees and the Dodgers in the World Series and picked the Yankees to win in 7?
I mean,
Derek Jeter chose the Phillies, because at that point in time, the Phillies were the greatest team and was the greatest team in baseball.
Phillies and
And
who?
but he chose the Phillies and the Orioles, which at that point in time in the season made sense.
But then again, you don't. Those young kids, they don't have the experience.
I mean, the
I
Phillies
mean,
do. You got Trey Turner, you got Bryce Harper. Trey Turner won a World
yeah,
Series
but
with
you're
the
talking about.
Nationals.
You're talking about NL. I'm talking about AL.
But that's
Orioles didn't.
the Orioles. I mean, yeah, they're young, but they got playoff experience. Because look at what they did last year, and a couple years before that, they were the number one seed. Then you got Rutschman, you got Santander, Gunnar Henderson. Like they're young, but they've been in the playoffs before.
Yeah,
It's just they haven't made it far, but that's because the Orioles don't have a good pitching staff. Pitching is everything
I
in
don't know.
baseball.
I honestly
Yeah, you
think.
can have a great at bats and things like that, but if your pitcher's struggling, your great at bats gonna mean nothing because you're getting blown out by 15 already.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly think. I mean, are you honestly surprised? I mean, I would say yes, but are you honestly surprised the Yankees and the Dodgers are in the World Series? No, they're the
I
on the
mean,
NL
to
side, you
be
have the
honest,
best, the best, the best team in the NL is the Dodgers. The best team on the AL is the Yankees.
to
So
be honest, I was surprised on the path the Yankees got to the World Series. The two teams that we had to face, I was surprised at that.
I mean,
I was
Cleveland was.
surprised that the Astros and the Orioles got taken out wild card round.
Yeah, I
I was
mean,
surprised.
those the team that Detroit put out Strohs. I mean, they were the hottest team going into the postseason.
Kansas City went crazy. Kansas City
Kansas
has
City took out the
um
Orioles. They were a hot team going in until they
their
until
shortstop.
they met
Their
the
shortstop
Yankees.
is the second runner up to MVP because he led the American League, damn near led the MLB in batting average. So,
I
you know,
think he did lead the MLB in batting average. I think he hit like a
and Judge
340 or
was right
something.
behind him with
Does hit like a
333.
320 something. No, I think he hit like 320 something. I think he went down
Uh,
because the last couple games after he hit 58 home runs, the last couple. I think like the last 2 weeks he didn't really perform as much as well as he should.
no.
But I mean, you also got Ron Soto that hit over 300 this year. So it's
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, but
Let's just.
how do you feel that the only person to predict what's going on was Alex Rodriguez?
I mean, he's just a.
And do you think he's right? Do you think it'll be Yankees in seven?
It could be Yankees in 4. Shit. I mean, you just don't know. I mean, you don't know who. I mean,
You don't know who's
honestly,
gonna perform and who's not.
yeah. I mean, honestly, I hope they do go to 7 just so it's more intense and people get in tune more. But I mean, if we can swap them out in 4, I mean, fuck, goodbye Dodgers. But
See you
I
later.
honestly
Bye.
think I don't think we'll be able to sweep them. And I'm being completely honest, just based off. I mean, they have great pitching. They have a
I
great
mean, it is
offensive lineup.
possible
They have
because
great defense.
they got swept last year by a wild card team, so
Yeah, but
it
then
is possible.
you didn't have they added a couple people to the pitching roster. They had a couple people to the offensive roster. So a lot of things changed, bro. A lot of people that you don't expect to show up. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
Gleyber Torres, we didn't think he would show up, and he's been
at all.
phenomenal. You know what I'm saying?
He's a
So it all
great
depends. It
leadoff
all
man we got
depends.
right now.
It really all depends who wants it more. You got to go out there and get it.
Yep.
But I'm not surprised that he would say that, just because I mean you just have to go based off the best 2 teams right now in the MLB. I mean, there's nothing more I can say to it.
Yeah, he pretty much said at that point in time, he said Brian Cashman needs to make a good decision on the trade deadline, and he did.
Yeah,
He went and got Mark Leiter Jr.
he pitched well.
and he went and got Jazz Chisholm, who in the first 13 games as a Yankee hit
Uh,
6 bombs,
Yeah, yep, yep,
and he was
and
phenomenal.
yep. I mean, he's in a little slump now, but he'll
And,
pick it up.
well, slump hitting wise, but defensively, he's
He's
been
been
pretty good
fine.
for
Yeah, he's
us.
been fine defensively. But um, I think we should close it out there. We're gonna have a recap after Game 1 Friday night, if it's possible. And then
I don't know. I might be too hoarse if we win.
right, but please stay tuned. I know y'all. I know people been asking me where I've been at with the content. I got a lot of shit on my plate. And everybody else got their own lives, so we're trying to work things out. But we got more content coming for y'all this week, and I promise y'all that no matter if I get off late at work or not. But no, I appreciate everybody tuning in, man. Everybody that tuned in for the 45 minutes that we've been here, I appreciate it for real, for real. And like I said before, man, hit that like button, hit that comment button, and then right some, hit that share button, and hit that subscribe button, man. We almost at
And then
500 subscribers.
in that description, go ahead and copy the name on the Instagram and go ahead and DM me.
Hey, or DM me.
If you
I'll
want
if
if
you want
you a
music, I'll
YouTuber,
connect y'all together.
if you a YouTuber that need an intro, if you a artist that need a beat or whatever, my pricing is flexible.
So y'all
I
got a
have
producer
bundle
right here.
packages.
This is my cousin, so DM me or DM him, and y'all know where y'all can find us at. Anybody on the podcast that we do. But remember, like, comment, share, and subscribe, man. It's too funny, too serious. We out of
And
here,
go
Yankees.
Yankees.
Go Yankees. Guess what?
Hey.